Okay, next we're going to move on to randomization. So it seems most of you have done randomization, some of you may not have. How is a random number generated? Who wants to tell me? How is it generated? Too many of you have. What was that now? Yes. Okay, so that's going to be a range. So we may want a random number generated, say between 1 and 6 if it was a dice. Or we could say 0 and 1 if we're flipping a coin. But how does the system get that number? Yes?
Well, usually it's based off system time. And basically there's an algorithm in there that basically takes a...
Yes. So exactly, what exactly would happen is when you trigger a randomization, the randomization function goes away and it checks what the time is on your machine. So it's going to use that clock and the time and the seconds as a seed that it will apply to the algorithm to give it a random generation. So it's always going to base it off something. So yes.
I thought the seed was like an additional value that you could add to, I guess, solve it.
No, seed there's a range, and then the seed is a number that it's going to use to generate that random number. So from the range. So that's what a seed is. So the time would basically be somewhat a seed.
Okay, but you can define the seed as well, right? You don't have to use the system time.
So in terms of the seed, there's no seed here. We're not specifying the seed. So a seed is basically it's going to have the algorithm is going to come to a value or to a result based on a seed. So the seed in this case is all built into the random function, which is a pre-built function that takes care of the randomization. So here it's going to randomly generate a number from 0 through to 10. So right at the top we do need some basic libraries. We need the time library. The time library is basically it's going to access the time that's on the system when you click or when that particular function is executed. So when we execute this code, it's going to randomly generate a number from 0 through to 10 each time we execute this. So you do need the time library, the standard library, and of course the IO stream. You need to declare a variable which is R&D number. sRandom is going to take the time and it's going to apply it. So this is where generally that seed is being generated. And then it's going to assign that random number into R&D number and it displays the number out onto the console. So the first exercise I'd like you guys to do should not take you that long to do this. No more than 4 or 5 minutes to do this. I'd like to change the code of that existing file so that it can continuously generate, so many different numbers until it gets to the number 9. So you're going to have some kind of a do-while loop or a while-do loop. So whichever you feel is compatible for this particular exercise. So I'll give you no more than 5 minutes. So to do that, so we would have a loop. So I've got a do-while loop. It's got to execute at least once because you want at least one number being output. So it's going to cycle around until it does not equal 9. When it gets to 9, it's going to exit. So I'm just going to do system. Now if we run this, and this may take a while or not. I mean, what happened to it? Let's see. Okay, so now when you execute it, it generates it, then eventually it'll stop. So you just have a do-while loop. So the solution is available online. So you should be able to check that out online. So if we move forward, there's another example here. This is on flipping a coin. But in addition to that, we've introduced the enumerator. So the enumerator here. So we're using the numerator, so we have heads equal 1 and tails equals 0. And 1 and 0 is going to be generally the random number that we're going to generate. So if gamble face equals 1, then it says you've selected heads, otherwise it's going to, so you've selected tails, and it's going to generate another number, and so on. So we're using a case switch, a numerator, and an if statement, along with a do while. So I'll actually put this example up on online for you, but I'd like you to enhance that. So enhance a previous code by including the number of winnings and losses made. The output should resemble something similar to this.